Hi, everybody. Welcome. Thank you for spending time with me once again, and let's get right down to business. People often cannot understand why we or I make videos on the royals almost every day, and there is no simple answer. But from my side, I suffer from severe depression, and making these videos keep my mind occupied. Secondly, the royals have been a hobby of mine for many years, since I was a child. Thirdly, the scenarios surrounding Harry and Meghan could not have been foreseen, say, 10 years ago, but now that it's happening, it also provides us with incredible teaching moments. We learn so much about narcissism, spoiled, entitled behavior, the effect of all kinds of substances. The list just goes on and on and on. And of course, there is the little bit of entertainment value as well. So once I've finished today's story, it will be up to you to decide why you are actually listening. Okay, now for the past, say, week or so, you know, and I know that there are rumors of Harry's status being discussed, maybe privately among family behind closed doors, but also at both Buckingham Palace and Kensington Palace, the offices of the King and Prince William. I think too many people have come up with the same information for it to be a complete rumor and not have any semblance of truth to it. So whatever, whoever, wherever, there is definitely undercurrents and talks going on. Will there be a definite outcome of sorts? The bad news is that I sincerely doubt it. Not now, and not until the day William takes over. The reason why I think so is because it appears that King Charles, unlike his mother, Queen Elizabeth II, appears to be completely unable to separate private from state, family from state. I saw in the media that Charles consulted with a number of clergy. Now, I'm guessing from different religions, maybe. Anyway, he consulted with clergy, religious persons about Harry and their father-son relationship. And I saw that King Charles is indeed now convinced that he has to reconcile with his son. I'm almost guessing that he thinks he can get some good karma or a few heavenly credits if he does that. I don't want to minimize it or joke about it, but I just don't know how else to verbalize it. And of course, I don't know what the king thinks, but as far as I am aware, Ephesians 6 verse 1 to 4 reads, "Honor thy father and mother, which is the first commandment with promise, that it may be well with thee, and thou mayest live long on earth." So, the way I read it, it was Harry who dishonored or disrespected his father, and Harry who needs to beg for forgiveness and honor his father. Your child can be a murderer, and you can 100% hate his actions, but a mother and a father can indeed still love that very same child, because it is your blood, your combined DNA. And of course, I understand that King Charles likely loves his son and maybe even misses him, because I also believe King Charles and Harry are more alike, more in tune than the King and William. However, when your child does wrong or commits a crime, he has to be punished. Accept and take his punishment, regardless of how much you love him. You can even continue to show love and support after they had been punished. Charles, however, does not seem to understand that. He wants himself and his offspring to be untouchable. But unfortunately, the world is changing, and there is an uprising, a rebelliousness against what I called three-tier policing and law enforcement. The first tier, of course, is us, the average Joe soaps. The second tier are for the poor illegals. And the third tier, I believe, is for the rich elite. The world over, people are rebelling against the elite and their manipulation of the media and even the law. We are sick of it. The people of Britain are sick of it. The people of America, South Africa, France, just about everywhere. People are sick of it. First, Charles vetoed and rejected being given the power to strip peerage titles. Now that the chips had fallen even further, he is trying the religious defense. In my opinion, that is using religion to gaslight the people. As a father, he can embrace his son. As a king, he needs to protect the monarchy and his other son, a future king, and his daughter-in-law, a future queen. So yes, guys, I do not hold much hope that King Charles will allow Harry's status, be it his position in the line of succession or his titles, to be taken from him. But I think eventually William will. In the meantime, someone close to the king had spoken out, stating, and I quote, "The king misses the bond they always had," talking about Harry, "and the door will always remain open to Harry and his family." So, yeah, just a side note, the king is indeed including Harry's family. He's not excluding Meghan or anything else or anybody else. He's including them. And allegedly, the king has faith that Harry could return. So if that is true, then why is Charles supposedly so concerned about potential financial demands from Harry and Meghan if their deal with Netflix should end? I mean, if they can't keep up with their lifestyle in California, they may indeed return to Great Britain, in which case King Charles can buy their love again with a home and money. It appears the king wants it all his way, as long as he does not have to pay for it. I'm not saying it's true. I'm saying that is what it's starting to look like. Talking about the Netflix deal, it appears to be a foregone conclusion that Netflix will not renew Harry and Meghan's contract next year. But what about the things they already have in the pipeline? Will Netflix still air the Polo documentary? And will they still air Meghan's cookery show? I know they postponed it, but will they still air it at some point? I hear from a source that Meghan's cooking and entertainment show is so bad that even the Netflix executives were shocked. Not what they expected at all. Last I heard, they were waiting for the final product after all the cutting and editing is done. However, from what I hear from another source, it is allegedly still bad, and Ted Sarandos and others are still allegedly hovering between anger, surprise, disappointment, or they are just plain flabbergasted. So I don't know personally which is true, but that is what I hear from at least two different people. Okay, my friends, I have pulled myself up by the collar and I have sent a few emails out again in my search for the truth. One, indeed, to Netflix to find out about the cookery and entertainment show. So hopefully during the week or next week, I'll get some answers and opinions so we can pick up the visa, Harry's British status situation, the Netflix situation, and everything else again once I start getting some more information. I mean, it does not help to speculate and speculate and speculate. I think we would all just prefer straight answers and definite decisions. So, my dears, off I go for now. I'm still very upset about the dogs. And no, we have not made any decisions yet. We are just keeping them separate for now. But I mean, it's difficult and not feasible long term unless I split the yard in two. But the budget right now does not allow for it. Anyway, as the mood lifts and the sun comes up again, so will a solution pop up, I'm sure, or at least I trust that there will eventually be a solution. Anyway, guys, please take good care of yourselves, stay safe until we meet again on the next one. Bye.